Welcome, welcome, everybody. We are so excited tonight. This is something that's been in the works for a year. This is like giving birth to an elephant, and let me tell you, we are excited. So many conversations, so much time, because we wanted to create an outstanding, exciting tool for each of you. And we've got some great things we want to show you, and I am going to, first of all, let you know who's here tonight. We've got Ambassador Diamond Debbie Wetzler, Triple Diamond Leland Duck, Triple Diamonds Bo and Cindy Buck. We've got Triple Ambassador David Silverman, a Double Ambassador Ed Weens, Triple Diamonds Dick and Nancy Walker. And Rebecca, right? And Rebecca Weens, Double Diamond Ambassadors, and Terry Latham, Triple Diamond Ambassadors. And we are just, again, so thrilled to be here with all of you tonight. So I'm going to turn the controls over to David Silverman. And then at about 6:20, David, we're going to have a special guest. She's going to come on live with us. And we'll promote her, and she can talk about it even more. So David, over to you.
Awesome. Thanks, Denny. So yeah, we are all very excited about this. What we're about to show you, we've sent out some leaks so you have an idea what it is, and I'm going to show you the cover of something pretty cool in a second. And the whole purpose of this is to expose you to it and teach everyone how to use it, why it was produced, why we went to such effort to do this. And I will tell you that we did this last summer, and it was going to be released just before our friend COVID came out. And we decided just was not in good taste to do it then, but it's time. It's really time. So let me show you what we're going to be talking about here. And this is it. Let me see if, I don't know if I can shrink it smaller. Now I can't.
Wow.
But this is a magazine, and we all look kind of serious, and there's a reason for that, and we'll talk about it. But this is not just some magazine, and it's not something that you send out to people and just post it on Facebook. Do not do that. Do not do that. We're going to train you and teach you how it was meant to be used. But you can see there are 56 pages to this if you look at the upper left. So if I click and start scrolling through here, you're going to hear from Tiffany in just a minute, who put this together. She's brilliant, amazing, amazing woman. There's a message from Denny here at the very beginning. But as you go through, there's the genesis of ASEA, talks about the products a little bit. They're talking about text. There's Ed and Rebecca Weens. There's their story.
Wow.
Right? And I'm not going to go through all these, but everybody on the screen has a full story. And then there are lots of people who emerging leaders like platinums and some diamonds that were in here. And so this is what the tool is. It is really cool. It's really sexy. It's great. And it's time for it to come out. We decided we would do it at Webvention. So I'm going to turn it back over to Denny.
Well, everyone, what we're so excited about is you're going to be able to share stories of people that you may know. And one thing that we have found out that's so important and so impressive is when people can identify with someone and say, they're like me, I'm like them. Look what they've done. Look what they've accomplished. Look how they've changed their lives. And we've just got some really great tips and ideas, all of us, on how you might want to start to utilize this magazine. So Leland, I can see you below me on the screen. What were some takeaways you got from Tiffany this morning?
I really enjoyed just listening to her talk about how to market this product. If you're sitting there saying, wow, divas, it's not about dressing up. It's not about we've arrived because you've reached a certain level. It's about lifestyles and how they've changed and how each one of us had dreams, goals and dreams. And we started to work, and this company, ASEA, allowed us the vehicle to achieve some of our goals and our dreams. And as you're meeting with people and talking with people in your organization, you can say, hey, you know what? I was thinking about you, and I've got this friend, Denny Robinson. She's on the front cover. She reminds me so much of you and what you're kind of like. You might want to go to this magazine and take a look at her. Or hey, there's Ed and Rebecca Weens. They're double ambassador diamonds, but Ed was a pastor and what he's done with this business. And you can kind of handpick people throughout the magazine and send people that you know to those, more of a direct hit to let them know it's just not about what we've achieved, it's about what they can achieve. And they can set goals and dreams and they can accomplish those with this vehicle. And that's what I got from it.
I love that. Ed, Ed and Rebecca, what about you?
You know, years ago, there was a publication that was really dominant in this industry called Business from Home. And companies would hire this magazine publishing company to produce this really slick magazine that profiled that particular company and the leaders in that company. And we all were excited when whatever company we were with, many of us were with the same company, would publish an issue of that magazine, and we would buy them by the dozens, be big, thick, glossy magazines, and pack them around, send them out, show them, and they get dog-eared, and we would show people the different articles. It was a great tool. It was a great recruiting tool because it seems like something that's put in print like that has a level of validation that's just unique to something that's gone to the trouble to be printed. But this is a new era, and so this is that kind of publication in a digital format where you'll be able to send this out, forward this out, email it, text it, whatever, say, hey, look at the article on this page, and leverage that same kind of credibility, but in a digital way where you can do it globally. And so it was a project. It was an exciting project. It was a hot day to spend in tuxedos and fancy dresses at Denny's place. But we really felt the whole time was really not just about showcasing a nice dress or a tuxedo and all of that. It was really about creating a tool that would help you folks make the story of what ASEA could be believable to the people that you want to present it to. So it was really done not just to dress up. I mean, all the gals look fabulous and glamorous, and all of us guys look like penguins. What did you think of it, Rebecca? This girl likes to dress up anyway, but everybody on this call, including her, I got a picture of her the other day cleaning something in her house here, and just what she likes to clean stuff in. But all the girls were fabulous, but it was quite a day that day.
It was a lot of fun. It was a long day. We're tired at the end of the day, but it was good. It was fun.
Okay, now I need to interject for a second. Who wouldn't like to go back to prom in high school, but really go with some of your best friends and to have hair and makeup done and have the guys all there? Really, this was a day that will be in my memory forever, to be able to create something like this with dear friends. One of the things I think all of us will tell you is we have discovered the joy of building a business with friends now literally from around the world. And that's what we're showcasing. We showcase what can happen when you start to make a decision and you share it with other people and you share this incredible, incredible gift. Because, there was something we heard today. It said, I can tell you that ASEA didn't change my life. It saved my life. It has saved my life from a life of mediocrity. There's things that we've been able to do and be with people that I never would have been able to if not for this incredible vehicle. You're going to read how these stories have changed people's lives. And these stories are going to be so compelling, kind of like Ed was saying. Cindy, why don't you chime in on that?
Absolutely. This is, what we do in network marketing is we help normal people build incredible lifestyles. And so this is just a reflection of that. We're just regular old people that tapped into this incredible company and this amazing business model. And we've been able to create a life that a lot of people just dream about. And so it's said that if you are just willing to do for 3 to 5 years what most people are not willing to do, you can live your life, the rest of your life, like most people only dream about. So this is really just to show people that, listen, it doesn't matter if you're a doctor or a lawyer or a medicine chief, or if you're a housewife or a pharmacist or a carpenter or a fireman. It doesn't matter. Anybody who's hungry with a desire and has a dream and is willing to kind of clarify that dream and then forget about their dream and go out in the world and help other people manifest their dreams. That's what this business is all about. So I encourage you to go through this magazine and flip through the pages and, you know, get to know the tool so that you can say, oh my gosh, I would love you to look at page 13 because it talks about a couple that went from rags to riches. Or I'd love for you to look at page 21. This girl was hurting so much. She had no hope in her life. And ASEA came along, and look at her now. You know, look at page 24. This guy, these guys had a business that was just working them to the bone, and they decided there had to be a better way. And so they found this company called ASEA. They leveraged this incredible patented technology that we're the only ones in the world that have, and look what they've been able to create for themselves. So you're going to meet some brand new people, maybe people that you haven't been introduced to before through these pages. And then you're going to see some of the people that maybe you have been introduced to before. But you're going to be able to leverage this magazine as a tool to introduce your prospects to the ASEA family, to give them an insight into the lives that we lead outside of what they see. We know that when you go to an event, the reason that events are so powerful is that you get to meet the ASEA people, right? And this year at Webvention, we're going to see the ASEA people through Zoom, but this is another tool where you can see the ASEA people through a magazine. So it's really a tool for you to use to show people what's possible by leveraging this business if you're hungry and you're willing to work for it.
Fabulous, Cindy. That was great. Debbie, over to you.
Well, I think what I got out of it this morning was the fact that we did make a decision years ago to choose health and financial dignity. And through this time of COVID and things that are happening now, we still have our financial security. And I think that really touched me a big part this morning. And anyone can make that decision. And that's what we want to do with this tool, is to show people that we're talking to how they can make their own decision, how they can choose to create their future in choosing a company such as ASEA, and I would say this is the best company for your health and wellness, and they can create their own life that way. And so it's just a matter of doing what all the people in this magazine have done. It's help them in some way, either health, wellness, or their finances. And we have all shared it and shared it and shared it with so many people in the world. And we continue to share it. We've never stopped, even when we've run out of the people that we knew very closely. And we continue to look for new people. And anytime we come in contact with somebody, we do share this, because I believe every human being should know what this is. And so I think it's a fabulous tool that we're going to be sharing with people. There's so many amazing stories in here about how this has changed people's lives. And I really think that we can use this to the betterment of getting to people and letting them know what ASEA is really is. The heart of ASEA is in this magazine.
Love it, Deb. Thanks so much. How about over to Jerry and Marcia White?
Hi, this is Jerry, and Marcia is just coming back from training with Dexter Yates, and they just did another 100-mile bike ride today. Some of these girls, if you just let them go, you can't find them. It's a lifestyle that would not be remotely possible to pursue whatever it is that you love to do, to give you the time and the leverage. Most of our inspiration comes from the stories of other people. And so a magazine like this is a way to tell the stories and have people relate to people just like them, who started maybe with a lack of real belief in themselves. And now you can see what happened when Denny Robinson there in the middle started out with a small group of people that turned out to be a very, very large group of people. And all those people in that picture are a result of the sharing of an idea and a dream that was started by Vertus Norton. As you read through this magazine, you can have people flipping through it as well and picking up that information and then that inspiration. So we look forward to having each and every one of you use it. In fact, even more than us. So back to you, Denny.
Thank you, Jerry. Yeah, so well said. You know, it's all about the stories of other people. And as you're flipping through these pages, David, my heart is so full to think that I know these stories. And as we've heard our founder, Tyler Norton, talk about these signature stories, you know, everyone in your team, when it starts to get bigger, is a name, it's a face, it's real lives, it's families. And what inspires me every day is it's about legacy. It's about making a difference for people who will never know my name, and literally for lives unborn. And as you start to read these stories, and anyone who has told their stories in this magazine, that means they're out there changing lives. They're vested in the lives of other people, and they want to be a force for good in the world. And so that's why we're so excited about this magazine. I'm going to have Terry Latham talk for a second, and then we're going to really tell you, dial it in on how to use this tool in your business to create a bigger business for you. So Terry, over to you.
Well, look, what I like about tools such as the magazine is it's simple, right? And facts tell, stories sell. And this is a book full of stories. It's also, I saw that, I mean, you're going through the slides talking about advancing life. It gets into the core of the company. I mean, it's a simple presentation tool to be able to present to people. But even the lifestyles, you know, and you see the cover, of course, Lita and I were joking back and forth. We didn't get a chance to be on the cover, but we were had other things going on at that time. But as you look at the people that are in the magazine and you can reflect back on the stories of where they came from, guys, it's truly amazing. I love that, and also your name of your company or your email, Denny, Camelot. And you start talking about this stuff and what this stuff can do for people. So I'm just glad to be a part of it. Another simple tool to put in our toolbox, and excited to be a part of it.
Thank you. And over to Dr. Dick and Nancy Walker as well.
Well, I have to admit, when it was so fun putting this magazine together, that all I thought about was the fun that we were having, and the fact that Dick and I were not working that day. And we had the freedom to choose what we wanted to do that day. But it goes much further than that, is that this tool will help. You know, it's like David said, you can't just hand it to somebody, but get to know the people and the stories in the magazine and match them up to people that you're talking to and say, you know, take a look at this. This person was just like you. What we do is we made a decision 8 years ago to do this and to help other people have freedom in their life too. And so now we have to help people make a decision. And that's what this tool will do, is help you see that people just from a variety of backgrounds can have the same goal, make a decision. And when you make that decision, you know, obstacles that come, you're able to get over them and to keep moving forward to reach your goal. And so anyway, I think it's a great tool, and it was a lot of fun. And to me, it represents freedom. And especially in these uncertain times, with everything changing so quickly and people getting furloughed and laid off from their jobs, people need freedom, and they need a sure thing, and this is a sure thing for your future.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I look at that photo with all of us dressed up with tuxedos and the gals all dressed up in beautiful gowns. And I look at it, you know, many of you know that I used to be a mountain climber. So I look at that like a summit photo. Like this is a team that got to the top of this, and they all did it together, took team effort. And then inside the magazine is just a cameo story about every team member. Everybody's journey was a little bit different, but we all followed basically the same trail, the same route. And it just lets people coming along that may think this is too difficult to know that people from all walks of life can accomplish this. It's not about showing off or showing what we look like when we get dressed up. That's the fun part. I mean, that was a dress up day and just kind of a fun day with all of us celebrating together. But also letting everybody else know on our teams and everybody else who might join that this is available for anybody. It's not just available for doctors or any particular background. All you've got to do is want something more or something different than where you're at right now, and then just take advantage of the tools. And this is a great tool that you can use to intrigue somebody, entice somebody to take a closer look at what we're doing. So it's another tool in your toolbox, and I hope you'll use it well and get some benefit from it.
Fantastic. David, while I'm waiting for Tiffany here, can you go ahead and let's start really talking about how you're going to ask, and Debbie as well, how we're going to ask people to use this. Again, if I will you. Can you go into that? David, are you there? Or Debbie, can you do that while I'm searching?
I'm sorry. I was muted. I'm happy to. Debbie, do you want to do it? Or we can both do it if you like. I think Tiffany probably will, but the idea here is, as it's been said, is that you need to familiarize yourself with every single story in there. That would be the homework, is to start immediately and start going through those stories. Some of them you already know. Some of them you'll see quotes from. There are people you don't know because they're golds. There's some platinums. These are just normal people. I mean, like we are. We're just people that said, yes, we want to do this, right? We all started by signing an agreement or logging on and joining for $40 and ordering product. But familiarize yourself with the stories, because that's your toolbox. You know, the people you talk to in your warm market, your cold market. I see Tiffany's coming on. You know, people you meet on Facebook. Tiffany can share with you. I'll let Denny introduce Tiffany, because she is amazing and she knows exactly how to leverage this. And it's what we would do anyway, but she put it in such beautiful words. So Denny, I'll turn it back to you to introduce Tiffany.
You guys, I'm so excited to have my amazing friend, Tiffany Beverly Malott. She's an 8-figure earner who is now a coach in our space, keynote speaker on the largest stages in the world. And this was really her vision, her project. She spent so much time with us, and because she knows exactly how to really leverage this in your business, I'm going to turn it over to you. So you guys, Tiffany Malott.
Denny, thank you so much, and good evening to all of you. It is truly an honor to be here with each and every one of you for the next 9 minutes and 42 seconds, because I don't have a lot of time, but I'm honored to be able to share this and to be able to represent ASEA in a way hopefully no one has ever seen before. And I wanted to, number one, I wanted to introduce and reintroduce your leadership, your company, your product in a way that is sexy. Because I truly believe, I've used the products myself for about 3 years, I truly believe that the results of these products can give you an internal sexy that's all your own. And I believe you guys live that every single day. I also believe the opportunity definitely changes a person's life forever. So let me quickly give you guys some tips and some steps on what I believe everyone should do with this magazine. Number one, and I heard Dick say it, I heard David say it, it is a tool. It is a tool. It is not an ego piece. It is not a puff piece. It is not, look at me. They're dressed that way because that was my vision. That was my idea. I've known people in Secret for it's another company. I've known people in ASEA for 3 years now. And I just really felt like it would be fun to reintroduce these amazing people to themselves, first of all, and to their community as well as prospects in a way that people would be blown away. So they are dressed that way because that's my vision. I love high fashion. And I believe that network marketing is a lot sexier than we portray it. So that's why I dress them that way. And I stretched them and I took them way out of their comfort zone. But they went along with it, and I think they look absolutely amazing. So It is a third-party validation piece. Direct Sales Diva is a respected industry magazine. It is a tool, and I need you guys to use it as that. See it as a tool to tell stories, a tool to see, look who we are, a tool to say, look at what we're doing, a tool that says, even in 2020, we are changing lives. So number one, treat it as a tool. Number two, I heard David say this, read the stories. This is, put those stories in your arsenal. You guys have heard it for years. Facts tell, but stories sell. And I'll tell you, I'll give you a quick tip on telling stories. A lot of people always focus on the facts, especially when they have a real scientific product like what you guys have. They believe the more information they give on the science, the ingredients, the doctors, that people will just be like, well, of course I need it. But I'll tell you, when you only deal with facts, it only activates 2 parts of the brain. When you tell a story, it activates 6 parts of the brain. So I need you guys to understand that stories are going to make you money. And that's why this magazine is filled with stories about the products, about the lifestyle, about the philanthropy, about all of it. So read the stories, know the stories, tell the stories so you can mirror and match. So if you know a single mom, I'm a single mom, you know a single mom in the magazine, say, you've got to check out page and show me that story, because that story means a lot to me than the facts about your product or your compensation plan. The third thing is I need you guys to remember is business equals conversation, and the team having the most conversations wins. This is a conversation starter. It's a conversation starter. It is intentional to make these people on the cover look amazing so people can start talking about it. So that's why I need you to use it. Business equals conversations. Use it to start conversations by knowing the story, sharing the story, okay? The fourth thing I want you guys to remember is, since it's a tool, when you're having these conversations, I want you to remember that phrase, if I, will you? If I, will you? You want to say this multiple times per day. If I give you a magazine with a story in it of a lady that reminds me of you, will you read that story and let me give you a call to see what you love best about that story and others you see in this incredible magazine I'm going to send you? If I, will you? You've got to say that over and over, because that is going to get them engaged with the magazine and allow you to follow up. We all know fortune's in the follow-up, but you've got to ask them, will they read it on your time, not just theirs, and so you can connect, so you can listen to them about how these inspiring stories change your life. And I can tell you, you guys have an issue full of inspiring stories, okay? After you say, if I, will you, number 5, schedule the follow-up. Schedule this follow-up. Do not assume they'll run back to you. Please don't think that you've got to wait 3 days to let them read it. Schedule the follow-up. As a coach and a consultant and trainer now, one of the biggest mistakes I see people make is they'll send out like this magazine to 50 people and have no follow-ups in their calendar. And then they're chasing people down to see what they liked about it. When you say, if I, Tiffany, give you this magazine, will you read it and let me see what you like best about it? Schedule the follow-up with me right then. It's a 4-minute read the story I want you to read. It won't take long to read some other stories. Can I give you a call later tonight? Yeah, that would be great. Before dinner or after dinner? Well, after dinner is best, 8:30 or 9. Yeah, why don't you give me a call at 9 o'clock? Okay, I'm putting it in my calendar. Just like that, over and over. I want you to actually have a calendar. I want you to take pen to paper, put it in your phone, whatever you use, and I want you to put down Tiffany, 9 o'clock. See how she liked the story on page 36. Put it in your calendar. And then I want you to, at 8:45, text Tiffany a reminder. And you remind yourself in your calendar, make sure she read it, because you guys are going to talk in 15 minutes. That's what I want you to do. I want your calendar filled with conversations that you're going to have after they saw this beautiful magazine with your leadership, your friends, the people your fellow ASEA associates. So it's important that you do that. That's number 5. Number 6, I don't want you guys to post and cross your fingers. So many people are using social media as a crutch and not a tool. They think if I post it, they will come. Social media, especially Facebook, only shows whatever you share with 7% of your following. That's the max they're going to show you, 7%. And I'm going to ask you guys, do not put the link in the post. It seems like, well, it makes sense. They can just click the link. But we want to expand your reach and share this with as many people as possible. You put that link in the post, your 7% is going to go to like 2 or 3%, because Facebook doesn't want anyone leaving Facebook. Trust me on this. So don't put the link in the post. Post this beautiful photo and say, this is how me and my friends are keeping it sexy in 2020. This is if you want to meet these awesome people who are changing lives that I know and they're responsible for what's happening in my life too, drop a comment, drop an emoji, drop a comment, say, yeah, I'm interested below. Then you actually comment and message them the link and you start the conversation. Tiff, I was glad to get your fire emoji. They look amazing, right? Hey, if I send you this video, this link of this magazine, will you read these stories, read a few stories, and let me call you and set up an appointment to follow up? That's all I want you to do. When you follow up, get them to a presentation. This magazine is your movie preview to help you set up more people watching the full-length feature about ASEA. That's what I need you to use it as. So number 6, don't just post and forget about it, thinking it's gonna do the work for you. Use it as a tool and make sure you use social media as the same. Number 7 is this. Don't apologize for this magazine being beautiful. Don't apologize for these people looking glamorous. Don't apologize for anything. 2020 is a rough year. It's a year we'll all talk about for the rest of our lives. But it is still a year that people are winning. It's still a year that people are having their best year yet. And it is still a year that you can change someone's life even in the last few months of this year. So I've coached so many people who are like, nobody's gonna wanna hear about this. No one wants to see all these rich, pretty white people. I literally had someone say that about your magazine. I checked them because they were like, oh great, more rich white people. I was like, good. You need to be around some rich white people, because if you're around them, maybe you could become the one too. And I just need you guys to understand that people don't really care about you having success. They care about, do you care about helping them have success? And so I say that as an African-American woman, making that joke because it was a white person who tried to be offended about a cover with happy, healthy, successful, vibrant, affluent white people. And I, as an African-American woman, told her, I'm happy to see anybody, any color winning, because that just means if success is in the neighborhood and I live there, it's coming to my house too. So get this magazine in the hands of as many people as possible so they can get some hope too. So I need you guys, if you think there's a challenge with showing success or showing happiness or showing a great life in a year like this, you need to present it as, let me show you the options. Let me show you what is available to us even. And let me show you the people who are living every day, helping others make that happen. So I'm asking you guys not to apologize. Don't feel ashamed. Don't get hung up on this propaganda or whatever that people are using to keep people stuck. That's who we are as network marketers. We drive the inspiration age. We are dealers of hope. We are dealers of opportunity, and this magazine is going to help you usher in someone's next best chapter because you didn't think small and you shared this magazine with them. I'm going to give you guys my only call to action. Remember, business equals conversations, and the team with the most conversations wins. I'm going to ask you to set a personal daily goal for the next 30 days. How many people are you going to get to read this magazine and follow up with them to see what their favorite part was? And the more conversations you can have about this magazine, it will turn into more presentations, which will turn into more new customers and more new associates, that will turn into more success stories that will help change not only their lives, but yours, and make you guys feel amazing about touching people in a way that they desperately need in 2020 and beyond. So with that, I'm gonna rush back to the other company that I have to speak for. Denny, thank you for your time, and I wish you guys the absolute best.
Tiffany, thank you. We appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Tiffany, so
My
much.
pleasure, guys.
Woo! All right, for all of you guys have dialed in. Aren't you excited? Boy, I'm excited.
Hey,
And
Denny, Denny,
Yeah.
why don't you, we didn't get a chance to really introduce Tiffany, right? You want to introduce so they know who she is and success. She's not just talking.
No.
She's lived it, right?
She has lived it, you guys. She is an 8-figure earner in our space, a keynote speaker on some of the largest stages in the world, who is now an independent consultant. And she is followed by literally women around the world. And she doesn't just walk the walk, she's talked the talk, and she has done the do, let me tell you. And she's actually even a mentor of mine. I'm in one of her mentoring groups as well. So she speaks from
Can you tell about where she came from, though?
what company?
No, where she came from, what she was doing when she found
Guys,
network marketing.
she was a jelly maker. She had a college degree and she was a jelly maker, working on third shift overnight, and she heard about network marketing. And that's what changed her life. Now, did it change it overnight? Nope. Took years, but look where it propelled her. And that's the incredible thing, is that, you know, this product, it really does change lives. And the only reason we're all sitting here talking about a business is because it arose out of an obligation of our founder to get this out to the world. And to have this magazine, and with all of the new exciting things that are coming out this week with convention, I just think it's a home run. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I want to mention one thing about the magazine that didn't come clear, that I don't think was clear to everybody. So when you go to any of these articles, say it's Cindy and Bo Buck, so there's article, there's writing, but there's videos on every one. It is really, really cool. So look, if you're seeing the value of this, I would just say, number one, like Tiffany said, you're going to set goals. Like if you're part-time, you should be getting 2 people a day to watch this thing. If you have more time, 5, 10, if you're full-time, 10 people a day. This is a great tool to leverage right now, especially with convention happening, webvention, everything that's going to be announced. Some really cool stuff's coming out, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff about this that's going to knock your socks off. Unbelievable stuff about this. But familiarize yourself with start going through them tonight. Just start going through them, as many as you can get through, so you're familiar with what's in your toolbox. You can't use a tool for a particular prospect if you don't know the tool exists or what's in it. So review it, take the time. And when you start reading through them, you're going to see it's not about let's get rich. None of them are about let's get rich. You're going to feel the heart in every one of those stories. You will feel the heart. I mean, Danielle Matthews' story, she's talking about her brain injury and all that, but then it transitions into why not have a better life, right? So that's my recommendation.
And even with Danielle, you guys, with all of these stories, now when you've got someone who's going to be presenting on a Wednesday night, Tuesday night, or a Thursday night, when you invite your prospects, you might say, you know what, this person is going to be on that call tonight. Yeah. This is a good way, you know how we've all taught you how to do 3-way calls. This is an edifying tool that you can edify. You know, my gosh, you're going to do a 3-way call with Jerry White. You're going to watch a presentation with Ed and Rebecca Weems. I'm going to add you to a community with testimonials, and you're going to get to listen from Dr. Dick Walker. So again, use this as a way for you to increase the credibility of what we have going on here. I mean, this is something it's an incredible tool.
Denny, could you just clarify, because I know Tiffany said not to put the link in a post. Could you clarify exactly how people are going to get this and how they can how do they share it? How do they logistically, mechanically send out an article, a link, how to do it?
So what I would do is I might take a story or some pictures of maybe your upline or crossline or people that you follow, and you might post those and just say, gosh, if you'd like to hear more stories like this, send me a message. Now,
but when you say post it, you talk about making a screenshot of it. How do they post that?
I would take a screenshot of something.
You can save these pictures. When you download this magazine, you can save the pictures and then when you say, I'm going to send you an article, look how I'm highlighting the Bucks article, and I copy it and then I send it in Messenger to them. I wouldn't send it. I'm not posting the links to the article.
So what you're saying is you copying the link to that specific article and you're sending just that link and it takes them just to that article.
Or you can say, go to page, click on the pages, and it opens all of them up, and you can click. You can say, go to page 33. It's Cindy and Bo Buck. That's the one.
So
However,
same thing with Amazing Molecules, you guys. Be a good cruise director, right? I mean, there's the whole magazine, but give people some bits and things that are going to really interest them. They're going to peruse the whole magazine. Now, if you do want to take a snapshot and put things on your social media and caption it, again, just don't put the link there. Get some intrigue going. And then send them a personal message. Again, like Tiffany said, never put a URL in the post itself, because the Facebook just squashes it. They don't, as she said, they don't like taking people off of Facebook. If you ever did put a URL, make sure you had put it in the comments.
But Lenny, we'll post the link in ASEA United, right? So people can have access to the magazine.
Absolutely. And actually right now, David, would you just post the link to the magazine? And also, just so you guys know, we are going to try to change this URL. And then another thing you're going to really be able to use this for is, starting next week, we're going to start a Wealth and Wellness Wednesday. And really talking about the business opportunity. And David, I'll let you talk about that.
Yeah, and I'm going to hit it in 1 second. But on this, see, here's the link that we're going to get a different URL for. But if you send the link to this person and say you're not sending the direct article for Cindy and Bo Buck, just say, when you go there, click the menu at the top, and you'll see all the pages, and it shows the numbers. See, it says 7, 8, 9. They can scroll to it, or they can go to it. If it's Dr. Hoffman, you just say it's 18, click that. She's a naturopathic doctor, just like you, and I really thought of you. Or her husband's an accountant, whatever it is. So that's another thing you can do. And once they get there, I mean, they can just scroll. They can just scroll across the different ones by clicking that. So look at that dress. That's pretty amazing. So again, on Wednesdays, here's the thing, and we talked about this. Danielle Matthews said to me on our mastermind call, she said, of all the people in the business, I think Terry really hits the business the best. But even he, in his presentations, it's like defending the product and the studies, and so much talk about this. She said, David, we should have something where it's just the opportunity. We don't have to defend anything. It's like people are looking for an opportunity, or they've already seen the product work. Let's just talk business. So I brought it up to the mastermind group, Denny's mastermind group. We're like, yeah, let's do it. So that's what you're going to expect. Do not invite people to Wednesday night starting next Wednesday if they've had a stroke and they want to understand the product, or they're a scientist, they want to understand. They are not going to get that. Every Wednesday, there'll be a couple minutes on the product. There's no doubt, maybe 3. But understand, this is for business. And that's why we've elected Terry Latham to do it every Wednesday through next year.
You guys, he's kidding. But you're going to be noticing a lot of those stories that you're seeing in the magazine will be showcased. And we're going to try to do a really good job of getting the promotion out, where you can say, oh my gosh, this person on page 13 is going to be talking tonight. You can send out that link, edify them, get them intrigued, right? If I send this to you, would you join me as a guest? Let me tell you, 10 years ago, Trish Winkler called me and said, Denny, I'd like you to listen to a call tonight. Would you do it? And then, is it okay if I call you right back after the call is done? She set up, first of all, she called me. She invited me to something. She used a tool. She didn't tell me much. And then she'd already set the follow-up. And so we're going to teach you really how to do that more as well. Anyone else want to comment on what we've got going on Wednesday nights on our Wealth and Wellness Wednesday?
I just want to say just a real quick comment. We can help everyone if we put out the schedule early so that people know who's going to be on. They can get the magazine out, start the conversation about who they're going to hear from, and to invite people to Wednesday.
So for sure next week, we're going to have Dr. David Silverman, and we don't know who his guest is yet, but you can start promoting for Wealth and Wellness Wednesday right now. And so David, can you go ahead and put the link to the magazine in the chat for everyone who's here? Then we'll also, you'll have a lot of the links. You'll be seeing that in ASEA United as well.
And the
Yeah.
great thing about this magazine is that people know how to have a product conversation, but they really didn't know how to have a story conversation. So this is going to change our conversations. And it's going to change our results, because as passionate as we are about these molecules, a lot of people are looking for more money, or they're looking for a more lifestyle. They want to belong to a community. There's a lot of other hot buttons that people have besides just health. So this is going to help us hit those other hot buttons.
Fabulous. Well, listen, we all appreciate you jumping on tonight, and be looking in ASEA United for more upcoming events. We hope you love this magazine as much as we had fun putting it together for all of you. And you guys, I love these people. These are some of the heartbeats of my life, and we love working together, and we think about all of you daily, weekly, on how we can make it better for each of you. So with that, we're going to let you have a great rest of your night. So bye, everybody.
Night, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.